it's important to be honest with your children. It's important to educate yourselves so your children don't fall into some type of trap because you want them to be straight so bad that now they're being straight, but in a way that you didn't expect. Bitch, now they transitioning. They asked it so they can still be straight for your ass, but still nowadays something else. Okay? What's going on? I'm AnokhiTheOne, back with another video, and in this video I will be talking about a topic or reacting to a topic that I reacted to a while ago, and it's FTM regret on transition. So FTM is female to male. Now this is a huge topic, and I talked about it before, but I think it's like early 2020, I had a dream. I think this is before the pandemic and all kinds of stuff. And I had this dream, I had this dream that there was a little girl who had a colorful tick on her head, okay? And I was at some kind of summer camp or something like that. And there was a woman who was kind of designated to this girl, like this, you should be the person. I would think that you would be the person to take care of this woman or this girl, but you're not, right? So basically she represented the identity politics of who, this is a person I actually know, but this person represented the, basically like a white female liberal, like a feminist, basically, right? So I would think that this feminist, blue-haired feminist, LGBT loving feminist would be able to take care of this girl with a colorful tick in her head. And then there was somebody who represented the archetype of a pro-black man who said, I can't deal with this because I have a funeral to go to. To me, that represented the pro-black community and focusing on police brutality, and they cannot focus on this girl with this colorful tick on her head. And basically what the feminists thought was a good idea was to put more stuff into her head, right? But intuitively, I knew that that was the opposite of what needed to happen. What needed to happen is that you get the colorful tick from out of her head. Take the colorful tick out. Take this shit out of her head. Don't put extra shit on top of the goddamn shit. Well, how much sense does that make, right? That doesn't make sense. Just get the colorful tick out of her head, right? And to me, the colorful tick represented the LGBTQIA, okay, Inc. It doesn't represent people who consider themselves LGBTQ, blah, 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 right? Or who have these experiences. It represents the agenda. It represents the organization that makes millions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars off of the small population of people who are diverse sexually. Okay. So, and this idea of sexual diversity, blah, 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 which is, it's complex, right? So what I didn't know at the time was, but although my experience had prepared me to understand it on a level that most people don't, I did not realize that there was such a huge epidemic. This is literally epidemic, okay, of lesbians, largely lesbians, because there's two different epidemics, right? There's an epidemic, okay, for the men, and there's an epidemic for the women that are in the LGBT community. The epidemic for the women right now, the gay women and the gay men, because these people represent the largest population in the LGBT, blah, 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 right? The epidemic for the women is that they are now telling lesbians, right, or children who have lesbian tendencies, and this is something that has happened since the beginning of the LGBTQ community, which is like in the 60s and 70s when they started to study sexuality and put labels around it. Largely started to basically slow down the progression of women. That's really what it started off as, really studying sexuality so they can then dismantle the feminist movement by claiming that, okay, you have a mental illness, right? You have a mental illness. Not that you want to be free. It's not that you want to have your own rights. It's not that you want to be able to vote or be able to own your own property, blah, blah, blah. It's that you have a mental illness, and it's based on your sexuality, right? So they would say, oh, women who are, aggressive sexually, all kinds of different crazy things. Like if you enjoy sex, women who enjoy sex, oh, you have a mental disability. Women who are attracted to other women, okay, you have mental disability. And then it spread and it continued to men. Oh, men, you're attracted to men, you have a mental disability. You're a man who, and this is the original definition of homosexuality, okay? This is what a lot of people don't know. I mean, heterosexuality. The original definition of heterosexuality, actually, if in our understanding of it, of sexuality now, it meant for example, a man who had the desire to be penetrated by a woman, or a woman who desired to penetrate a man, because it's the opposite sex. They viewed sex as a thing that you desire to do, right? With your parts, right? So if you desire to be penetrated as a man, then you are having a opposite sex sexuality, especially when it's coming from a woman. When it's a man and a man, that's homosexual. You're the same sex, you want to have the same sex with each other, okay? But when you're opposite sex sexuality, it's you having the opposite sex, if y'all understand what I'm saying, right? And they slowly changed the definition to being an obsession. It went from that to being an obsessive desire to have sex with, the opposite sex, as in sex like female, male, right? It started to shift. A lot of people think that the things that we use and the terms that we use today has always been that way, but it hasn't. And that's a part of the curse. You need to know the original meanings of words, but it slowly progressed, and now it's considered the normal sexuality. But at the end of the day, it still has that vibration because the original definition has not changed. Okay. So there's that. Right, so this is important information, and I've been guided to a lot of these things in books and studies and different things like that. So a big part of the issue, again, for the lesbians, they are trying to, again, erase lesbians. They've always tried to erase lesbians, but now they're doing it in a more aggressive way. I mean, I'm not gonna say more aggressive way, in a very aggressive way, in a very profitable way, because for a long time, they haven't been able to profit on lesbians, right? Let's just be completely honest. For a long time, they have not been able to profit from lesbians, so they just completely ignore us whatsoever, like completely. Okay, we're ignored completely. They've been able to profit on gay men. And how have they been able to profit on gay men? They've been able to profit on gay men by creating a gay cancer. Okay, a lot of people don't know that before AIDS was AIDS, it was gay cancer. This is very important. If you don't know about this history, I talk about it. Scroll in my videos and you see a 2-hour-long breakdown of all this stuff that I'm talking about. Okay, so the gay cancer, because they were failing, Fauci, same man, largely failing at cancer research because they couldn't find the cure, even though they were creating it with the medicines that they were creating. They already had this terrible toxic medicine prepared that they did not use for cancer patients because they knew that it would kill them so quickly that, they wouldn't even be able to say that, this is working, or it wouldn't make sense, right? So instead, they create this new disease called a gay cancer, and they start to test it on people, and then this is a whole thing, okay? I really, really encourage anybody and everybody to study AIDS, like really study, get some books on it, okay? But it's a lot. So basically, they created this disease, okay, this idea of a disease, right? And they created this idea that it's transmitted through having sex with the same sex, men having sex with the same sex. They created this idea. And then when they created enough of a scare about it, kind of similar to what they're doing right now, then they had people begging for a cure, right? They had people begging for a cure. Now, before the cure, people were not really dying in droves. They had a sickness, they felt sick, but they weren't really just dying in droves. When they got the cure, people were dying within weeks, within months of getting the cure. And then there would be people who did not get the cure, and they would survive, and a lot of them are still here. But the majority of people were so afraid of this idea of a disease that was sexually transmitted through men that they took the cure. This is what Pose exposes if you actually know the history. This is why it's so important to know the history, because it was not until the main characters, it was not until they took the cure that they started having really harsh reactions to what is considered a disease when the cure is the disease. Okay, I hope this is making sense to you in your mind. I don't know if I made this sound really complicated, but I hope this makes sense. So that is how they've been able to profit off of gay men. Because why? They make billions of dollars for research for this disease, right? They gather millions and billions of dollars for research on a disease that they know doesn't really exist outside of our minds, right? And then they create cures and make millions and billions of dollars off of the cure that actually kills these people or slowly kills these people over time. With all these, this has gone into a whole other thing, with all these I forgot what they call it. It's like, I forgot. They've been advertising a lot, especially Pose was literally just advertising for AIDS medicine. It literally was. So I forgot what they call it, but basically it's a pill that they're having gay men take. If just because they're gay, this is literally what it is. They're literally having gay men take these pills because they're gay. And they literally are like, okay, if you feel that you may have a lifestyle that may have you being around, gay people. So they're not saying that, but people who may have HIV or AIDS, right? And they're highly promoting this in Atlanta and different places where they know gay people are at, okay? So they're promoting this PrEP, that's what it's called. Why was that so hard? PrEP. Okay, they want gay men, okay, they want gay people, mostly gay men and black men in general, that's who they're targeting, to be taking this medicine that is highly toxic, has side effects, before you even if you have not been tested. Even if you just go to clubs where HIV people might be or AIDS people might be, in other words, gay people might be, black people might be, because that's what they want us to think. Black people and gay people just get AIDS magically more than anybody else. So, because they're profiting, they're making money. Now they have brainwashed folks so heavy that you don't even need to have the virus for you to be taking a prescription drug for the virus. Oh shit, I just said it. I might have to bleep that out. But anyway, so that's where it's become. They have mastered the marketing for that damn thing so heavy that they got people desperately getting medicine for some shit they know they don't have just in case they get it. That is causing them organ failure. They're ruining their organs. Because of fear, okay? That's how heavy the grip is, okay? This is serious. This is a very serious issue, and I don't hear anybody talking about it because I don't know. It's just like, people don't read. People don't do the research. People don't ask questions, right? So that's just huge, and it's such an emotional thing that people's emotion will not, it literally just clouds any, thoughts of maybe I'm being lied to. Goddamn. Okay. And people, I have literally hosted, because these gender clinics are largely funded off the backs of Black gay men, largely funded off the backs of just gay men in general, who are on these medicines and basically getting funded by the government to create propaganda to make sure that their vibration never reaches a certain heightened level, because they know who we are. They know what we are. So they want to have us constantly on medication, constantly on some kind of drug to keep us suppressed, keep our vibration at a very low level. That's ultimately what it is. But they figured out a way to keep us at a very, very low vibration and get paid for it. Billions and millions. And then what do? They just throw us a pride parade every year. Every year they throw a pride parade. Oh, they give us Lil Nas X. Oh, they give us this stupid idiot in the goddamn White House that's fucking comedian. Oh, they just give it. So, there's that. Now, with women, again, like I said, lesbians, they largely have not had a way to profit off of us. For a very, very long time, they haven't been able to figure out how to profit off these damn lesbians. These damn lesbians are becoming a problem. They are becoming, influential on social media. They're speaking their mind. They're out here doing things. They're challenging the status quo and different things like that. They're becoming really great at sports, and then transitioning that into being great in business. And it's just too much. It's too much. We got what? No, cut. We got to cut that out, right? And it's important to continue to say the woman who really started the Stonewall riots was a butch lesbian, okay, from New Orleans. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just tell the truth and shame the devil, right? Like, we've been the fire. We bring the fire. We bring the fire for women's rights and for whatever community we're in, whether it's the Black community, whether it's the LGBT community, the woman community, whatever. Lesbians bring that heat. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Okay. So they've been trying to figure out a way to suppress us. So what do? They erased lesbians. Lesbians don't exist anymore in the 2020 plus, or really it's been since 2010 and beyond. They've been slowly trying to cut us off, period. And what they're doing to these kids in these gender clinics, for people who bring their children to gender clinics, or if they have different things in institutions and schools and different things, like, they're programming these kids to believe that they are men, right? So you're not lesbian. And I'm not sure if I would, say tell a teenager, oh, you're a lesbian, that's why you like girls. I don't know, but it's kind of problematic when it's just like your only option. Because in my mind, before I knew what the LGBT or that lesbians existed and gays, anything about that, and literally I was a teenager, didn't understand what, that was a possibility. When I'm thinking that they're only male and female, and they're only men with women and women with men, and that men and men can't go together, women and women can't go together, then you're setting people up to be manipulated, because that's just not true. We all know that that's not the case. But now you're setting people up to think, okay, well, damn, if I am a woman and I'm exclusively attracted to women, and I just can't see myself with a man, then maybe that means I'm a man, right? So you have all these people who are like hardcore against the LGBT community, hardcore against gays and all this other stuff, and trans, but at the same time, what you're doing with your children by completely ignoring the fact that there have been gay people since the beginning of time you're setting strangers up to be able to manipulate your child and say, well, okay, you're a woman and you know, you're showing very masculine tendencies. Maybe you're really a man inside. Maybe you're a man inside, right? Maybe you're just a man inside. Maybe you're a man in a past life and you're a man inside. And, you know, we have procedures that can help you with that. Okay, we can, you know, do this surgery. We can make you have a deep voice like you may have always wanted, since you're a little masculine. You know, you play basketball. Your favorite basketball player is Kobe Bryant. You know, we can make you a little bit more like him. Like, so it's just like, the lesbians are disappearing. A lot of people are noticing that lesbians are disappearing, and there's just only like this generation behind us. They're just trans women. They're just, a lot of them are, I mean, men. They're just trans men. They're just going from lesbian-esque or tomboy to just a full-blown man in their teens. And a lot of us in this generation, if that was an option, if that was the only option, if we didn't know that there were lesbians, right? If there wasn't like representation that like, you probably just a baby stud. You're probably just a baby dyke. You're probably just a lesbian, right? Just, you know what I'm saying? Now they're on TikTok, they're on all this other stuff, and they're saying, oh, this girl's transition, it was so beautiful, she's so happy now, right? But then you have all these women who have transitioned to men, and then now they are transitioning back to women, but it's never the same because there are irreparable things, right? There are things that they do in these surgeries that you cannot reverse. They're irreversible changes, right? And so, but the thing that a lot of people don't talk about is that it's profitable. It's profitable to have these women having to have testosterone medication for the rest of their lives. Like, that is how they figured out how to lower the vibration of the lesbians, make their whole entire life purpose transitioning into a man instead of, okay, just being whatever the fuck you are. And some people are, you know, trans men or whatever, that's fine. But for the majority, you're not. Shit, you just a goddamn lesbian. Some of y'all ain't even fucking lesbians, bitch. Some of y'all just goddamn tomboys. Like, what happened to tomboys? Some of you just, what the fuck? So instead of like, okay, you know, this is me, this is my style, this is how I like to dress, this is, you know, what I like, and just focus on being the best version of yourself, and focus on, okay, what is my purpose? What is my gift? What is my talent? You're focused on how can I transition to a man, right? Make that the life purpose. And then when a lot of these people get to that what they thought was the destination where their life purpose is complete, oh, now I'm fully transitioned to a man, people accept me as a man. Well, damn, I'm not even feeling, what the fuck am I gonna do now, right? Some people just like, what am I doing now? Right. And some people, and this is a thing that I feel like I haven't heard anybody say, but like, some people are just really fucking gay. Some people are just really goddamn gay. Like, I feel like I'm one of those people that are really goddamn gay, right? So you see these women who are they were lesbian when they were, you know, women. They were attracted, they were only with women, right? Then they're transitioning into men. And then after they transition to men, then they're getting with other men. And there's so many people, there's so many people just like, what the fuck? You mean to tell me you transitioned into a man and now you with men? Now you straight now, damn near. Wow. What? Or men who transition to women and then they only date women. It's just like, what the fuck? What is this? Right? And I think that's because like some people are just really goddamn gay. Like for me, I feel like if I transition into a man, I would only date men because I'm fucking gay as hell. Some of us are just fucking gay as hell. Some of you, if you're a man right now, if you transition, you're so straight, right? That if you transitioned into a woman, you would only date men because you're straight. You're a straight motherfucker. I don't know what that is. I don't know if there's a scientific term But there's something there, bitch. That's a thing. Some people are just really fucking straight. Super straight. Super straight movement. I heard this. Some of us are super gay. So it doesn't matter how you flip it. If you transition us into men or transition us into women, we still gonna be fucking gay. Okay. So, but it's just like, now with this whole trans movement and making it trendy and everybody's goddamn non-binaries and theys and all this stupid crap, it's just creating another barrier in our minds and creating all kinds of different distractions for us, because the LGBT community, we are in a place right now that we haven't been in like hundreds of years, to where like, damn, we don't really have anything we need to fight for. Like there's nothing we really need to be fighting for. And that was starting to happen in the 70s and 80s. So they created something for us to fight for with the AIDS epidemic and different things. Like they're creating something now for us to fight. Oh, trans, you accept trans, blah, blah, blah. And then non-binary and trans athletes and all this other shit. Pronouns. We gotta fight for pronouns. Respect my pronouns. Like they're constantly trying to create distractions for us because they know who and what we are. Okay. They know the vibration and the power that we hold. Okay. And some of y'all straight people are like, oh, people are trying to make yourself seem special, blah, blah, blah. But guess what, bitch? We are special. Like everybody knows that shit. It's just a fact. Okay. We're different. Okay. We're different. And being different, that's special. We have a particular purpose on this earth that is specific and is very, very high vibrational. Whether it's high vibrational in the negative sense for the evil, I'm not gonna say evil, but on the negative realm, or on the positive realm. So they want all these high vibrational, extremely high vibrational, extremely tapped in small, the small community, right? Who, whatever they put their focus on, that bad boy pops. Okay, whatever they get you aligned to focus in fighting for, that bad boy pops, right? That is what we do, right? And so they want us to get our focus to be in whatever agendas that they have in place, because they know the level of our energy, okay? The level of our time. We have more time than the average person, and we can do more with our time because we vibrate on a different, I'm not gonna say we do more with our time, but we vibrate on a different frequency, and our focuses are largely different because we're not designing our life around having children, right? A lot of us, we're not designing our life around having children, settling down and different things. We have different agendas in our life, right? So we can build we can build skills, we can build talents, we can build businesses, we can build inventions, and that has been what we've done historically. We can build politically, we can build spiritually, huge, right? And that is what we have done historically. So I think that this is my TED Talk. I feel like this needed to come out. I was going to do a reaction video, but I ended up just talking about this again. And I will continue to talk about this again because it's important. And I don't hear anybody talking about it. But I feel like it's also because a lot of people aren't doing the type of work to read, to be able to understand this stuff from a historical level, from a political level, from a medical level, by studying the medical industry to understand their tactics and different things like that. So it's important to be honest with your children. It's important to educate yourselves so your children don't fall into some type of trap because you want them to be straight so bad that now they're being straight, but in a way that you didn't expect. Bitch, now they transitioning. They asked it so they can still be straight for your ass, but still nowadays something else. Okay? So accept your children, allow them to thrive and be who they truly are. Okay, give them the resources, and I highly don't recommend bringing any child to a gender clinic ever. I don't. That is a brainwashing center. I've been there. I've seen it. There's a brainwashing facility, and they get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars a year to brainwash children. Okay. So I don't recommend that, but just educate yourselves and protect the minds of your children. That's all I got to say. I mean, I don't know too much. I mean, and protect your mind. Protect your mind. And really think about the things that you do. Who is profiting from me thinking this way? What's in it for them? What is the agenda behind it? And does it make sense? And who's profiting from it? That's how you can figure out a lot of things that are going on behind the surface, okay? Going down the rabbit hole and different things like that. But anyway, I don't know what I'm going to title this because it was just kind of a TED Talk about the LGBT ABCDEFG, okay? I'll see y'all in the next video. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'm out.